Hello there and welcome to the programme with Tina Campbell and Paul Clark.
Hello, and these are the stories making the headlines tonight.
Calls for the Omagh trial judge to apologise to officers accused of lying.
And here is tonight's top story.
The police officer who was in charge of the Omagh bomb investigation has called for an apology from a judge who accused two of his officers of lying during a trial.
Norman Baxter's demand came after a report from the police ombudsman, Al Hutchinson, said that the two officers were confused in their evidence but had not lied. Ivan Little reports.
Another day, another Omagh controversy, with police ombudsman Al Hutchinson this morning clearing two police officers accused of lying during the Omagh bomb trial by the judge, Mr Justice Weir. Detective Inspector Philip Marshall and Constable Fiona Cooper were the two officers on the receiving end of the courtroom attacks by Judge Weir after they testified about how they collected forensic evidence at the site of another bomb in Altmore Forest, County Tyrone, which the prosecution tried to link to the Omagh bombing. The officers said they were wearing protective clothing at the forest, but a photograph showed them in plain clothes. However, an 18-month investigation by the police ombudsman proved that the picture was taken after the forensic tests were completed.
We have evidence from other witnesses that at the appropriate time they were forensically suited, and what they told when they gave their evidence in court. In fact, it was true what they said, that they were forensically suited at the appropriate times. But I must say the evidence was confused, and it's understandable why the judge came to his conclusion that he simply did not know whether to believe the officers or not.
The Ombudsman also rejected claims the two officers had beefed up their evidence, and the Public Prosecution Service formally confirmed today the pair would not be charged with perjury. In a statement to Press Association editor Derek Henderson, ex-Chief Superintendent Norman Baxter, who led the Omagh inquiry, called on Mr Justice Weir to retract his claims about police lies after the acquittal of Omagh bomb accused Sean Hoey, and he also demanded an apology.
He felt he had been unfairly criticised, as had his officers. He wanted this referred to the Ombudsman's office. There's been a full investigation, and he now feels that he's been totally vindicated and his officers exonerated.
The DUP's Ian Paisley Jr. backed Norman Baxter's demands.
I think that now we really must have a response from the bench and from the Lord Chief Justice. And I certainly believe that these police officers are owed an apology. They've been castigated and vilified. Public confidence in the police was damaged as a result of what was said from the bench. That now is clearly not sustainable. And I think therefore we do have to have a public utterance which shows that there is remorse, that there is apology for what was wrongfully said about the police.
The Omagh family spokesman Michael Gallagher said the latest episode showed that the whole of the judicial system had once again failed the victims of the atrocity. Despite exonerating the two officers, the police ombudsman said he had identified a number of failings by police in relation to case preparation, documentation and disclosure at Omagh. Chief Constable Sir Eward welcomed his findings on his officers and said any other recommendations would be considered.
The police certainly don't get off scot-free in the Ombudsman's report insofar as witnesses were ill-prepared, and there are issues in relation to case preparation by the PSNI, but I think the majority of the blame, if you like, and the culpability for the failure lies with the Public Prosecution Service.
The Public Prosecution Service rejected criticism of their preparation of the two police witnesses. A statement from the Lord Chief Justice's office said Judge Weir made his comments in his judgment on the basis of evidence before the court. Ivan Little, UTV Live, Belfast.